Next on Worcester News tonight, the man charged with murder in a fatal stabbing at O'Connor's is arraigned. We're learning new details. Plus, a Leicester woman is dealing with a tragedy of her own. Fireworks may have led her horse to an untimely death. She's reminding people they are illegal and cause harm. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. We're learning new details tonight in the case of a New Hampshire man charged with murder. Prosecutors identify 31-year-old Amanda Dabrowski as the victim in the fatal stabbing at O'Connor's restaurant. The suspect, who police say she previously dated, faced a judge today. Our Chandler Walsh is live at the courthouse now with more. Chandler.
Olivia Dabrowski's family was visibly emotional and shaken in court today. 28-year-old Carlos Arsenio is facing several charges in addition to murder. His attorney says he's had several conversations with his client, which led him to request a mental evaluation. Carlos Arsenio is arraigned Friday in the stabbing murder of his ex-girlfriend, Amanda Dabrowski. Court documents say Arsenio attacked the woman, stabbing her 15 to 20 times inside O'Connor's restaurant in Worcester.
It's alleged that Mr. Arsenio did in fact enter the establishment armed with knives, take the life of an ex-girlfriend.
Arsenio had a mental evaluation before his arraignment. Dr. Stephanie Hansen says he's experienced untreated depression for several years and told her he hears voices in his head.
He states for the past 2 years he has been experiencing auditory hallucinations that have been occurring on a daily basis.
Hansen says Arsenio reported a recent increase in explosive episodes and emotional instability.
In my opinion, that he presently poses a substantial risk of harm to self and others as a result of a mental illness.
Court documents say Dabrowski was at O'Connor's for a book club meeting. Arsenio looked for her inside the restaurant and assaulted her with a knife in each hand. The 31-year-old died after she was taken to the hospital. Other O'Connor's patrons are credited with subduing Arsenio, including Alan Corson Jr.
I had him, again, in that, hold where his hands, they weren't going anywhere. And the other two guys who were helping me, one had his legs, one had his hands, a second time.
Arsenio was also arrested in April for allegedly breaking into Dabrowski's Ayer home and attacking her with a stun gun, later fleeing the country.
It's alleged that after that incident, Your Honor, he did in fact flee to New Hampshire, then to Canada, and allegedly to Mexico.
Again, authorities say Arsenio fled to Canada and then Mexico in April. How he got back into the country is under investigation. The judge ordered he be held without bail. He'll be back in court after he completes 20 days of further mental evaluation at Bridgewater State Hospital. Live in Worcester, Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
All right, Chandler, thank you for that. Switching gears now, a sunny Friday set to give way to a stormy Saturday afternoon. After a beautiful stretch of weather, thunderstorms could bring torrential downpours and heavy wind to the area. Let's get a first look at our forecast for more.
Yeah, a lot of spots, 90 today, downtown 90, but where we keep the records at the airport, we didn't quite make 90. But a lot of us are in the first heat wave of 2019. It's been 3 days in a row. Severe weather off to our west, thunderstorms, but it's weather that's in Ontario right now, kind of concerning for tomorrow. On the edge of our hot weather, we have some flash flooding off to our west. Very slow-moving, tall thunderstorms, more water coming out of them than gusty winds. But tomorrow we'll get the water and the gusty winds. It's going to take a while, though. We'll go hour by hour here. We wake up to a mostly cloudy sky. The temperature tonight is only slowly falling to about 70 by sunrise. Humidity comes up. There'll be sunny breaks. Here's the clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun comes out. Probably hitting 90 again tomorrow. If you've been hitting 90 the last couple days, we'll hit it again tomorrow. Not at the tops of the hills, but where the sun is out in the city tomorrow. And then about 5:30 in the afternoon, now we have showers and thunderstorms developing. It looks like we may have a squall line forming between, say, 7 and 8 o'clock. That's when we could get the strongest rain, the strongest wind. And it doesn't really race away. 10 o'clock tomorrow night, we still have some action, but then it turns beautiful Sunday, full 10 day in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Tim. And dozens were out at the Bennett Field Pool in Worcester today trying to stay cool in the warm weather. The state's Department of Conservation and Recreation says on hot days like today, they can expect up to 200 people. About 8 lifeguards are on duty at a time. DCR's aquatic director says while lifeguards are watching for any signs of drowning or fatigue, parents should also be watching their kids in the water.
At all times, you have to watch your children. Because our lifeguards aren't here to babysit, they're here to watch the entire pool and make sure everyone is safe.
The state also offers a Learn to Swim program at multiple pools across the state. Spencer police are asking the public to be on alert when at O'Gara Park. They say a young woman reported she was followed on the trail by a man. He committed a lewd act at the park. The woman told police it appeared he was masturbating while watching the woman run. Police say the suspect appears to be in his early 20s with brown hair around 5 feet 6 inches and is close to 200 pounds. Anyone with information is asked to call police. A Leicester woman is asking people to think twice about using illegal fireworks. Her 42-year-old horse, Brumby, was hit and killed by a car Thursday night when he ran off because of the loud noises. Andrea Stevens says she went outside to check on him when she realized he escaped and ran through an electrical fence. She found him about a half-mile up the road where he had been hit.
And so I rushed in, I saw him laying there, and I just pulled over, and there was a really nice guy who said, like, he tried to get Brumby to stop. He was following him down the road, and a car was coming, and he tried to flag the car down to stop, and the car just didn't stop, and they hit him. And I was there before the police was there, so I got, like, the last few breaths of him, so yeah.
And Stevens is asking people to let their neighbors know if you do plan on using illegal fireworks so they can keep an eye on their pets. Meanwhile, veterinarian Jonathan Babiak says it's not only noise but also vibration which can affect animals. He recommends not bringing them anywhere near fireworks and to prepare even if you think your pet may not be affected. He says if under too much stress, the animals can suffer a medical crisis.
Because dogs can't sweat the way that humans do. If they become very active and anxious, and with muscle tremors, their body temperature can soar and they can actually end up with something similar to heat stroke.
Babiak suggests isolating pets in a quiet room indoors, keeping them next to family members for comfort, or in extreme cases, sedating them. A Worcester College's office who handles sexual harassment and assault claims is going through some big changes. The College of the Holy Cross's Title IX office director and assistant director have both left the school. This past year, Holy Cross had multiple allegations of sexual misconduct and student protests on the school's so-called rape culture. The school plans to work with 2 outside firms this summer to determine the Title IX office's next steps. Holy Cross says in a statement they remain committed to preventing sexual misconduct on campus and supporting victims. A new recommendation from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention encourages older adults get vaccinated against the human papillomavirus. HPV is linked to various types of cancer. In the past, the CDC recommended the vaccine for preteens through young adults up to the age of 26. Now they're recommending men and women between the ages of 27 and 45 consider getting the HPV vaccine. Doctors at St. Vincent Hospital agree it's a good recommendation.
Even after initiation of sexual activity, the HPV vaccine is still a very good idea because it's going to prevent infection by those HPV types that you're not infected with yet. So in the vaccine, the current form has 9 different types of HPV viruses that are immunized to.
And the move does not affect the CDC's recommendations for routine vaccination for children ages 11 to 12, which includes 2 doses. A $75,000 grant will allow a nonprofit organization in Worcester to help address the region's mental health issues. OpenSky Community Services is among 6 Central Massachusetts organizations receiving Fairlawn Foundation fund grants. OpenSky says the money will go towards one large project, including hiring and training people to meet the needs of the worker shortage in the mental health field.
We're also looking to increase our recruitment of diverse populations into those roles, in part to match the diversity of the clientele that we're serving.
And this year's other grant recipients are the Boys and Girls Club of Worcester, Anna Maria College, UMass Medical School, Hope Coalition, and CASA Project. The Fairlawn Foundation Fund supports innovative projects addressing mental health needs in the community.